So the overall length of this is around 19.5 inches. The brand here is Waasai, or however you say that. I'm going to remove that sticker. I just wanted you to see how it comes. The edge length is around 3.2 inches. It comes with that cord wrap, which I believe is to protect from overstrikes. It has a lanyard hole and it came with that lanyard. The handle is oak. Now this was $30 on Temu. Why don't they have it on Amazon? I don't know. They probably will at some point. And as you can see, they've done it up in kind of fireman's colors. However, they do sell one that has more of just an out in the woods color scheme that I did see listed on Temu also. All right, so you don't have to get the red one. I think it's a pretty solid item for the 30. This is how the top looks. And it's got that spike, but it's a little rounded on purpose because that spike is meant as more of a tool than a weapon. But it doesn't even matter if it has a sharp point, because this thing will destroy a skull anyway. So that's this thing. Now, they did not say what the steel is, but I believe that the steel is probably 1055 or some mid-carbon like that, because that's really what would make sense. So that's what I think it is, mid-carbon steel. This is my cold steel rifleman's hawk that I've had for a number of years. Now the cold steel rifleman's hawk is actually a little bit larger than this axe. All right, it's a little bit longer. All right. Yeah, you see that? It's a little bit longer. Now, I'm not a fireman, but a lot of my viewers actually are firemen, and so I'm going to leave it to them as far as if they feel this would be useful in their profession. I really don't know. And I don't have any doors out here to chop through anyway. So yeah, I don't know if this would be good for firemen. That's not why I got it. I got it because it's around the size of a compact hawk, and I feel like it could be used for the same things you would use some hawks or some hatchets. This weighs about 1.9 pounds, right? So almost 2 pounds. All right, so it does hit hard for its length. All right, here's this axe splitting some wood. You get the idea. It's a good splitter. You know, I think it's a pretty solid item for the low price. You know? Who would actually buy this? I don't know. Axe murderers maybe? No. Preppers probably. I mean, all the firemen I know already have an axe. Or 2 or 3, right? So I don't think they... Maybe if they just needed like a little compact cheap one like this, but no, I think this will be bought by people who, you know, do not wield an axe professionally, right? Because it's a good intersection of like budget friendly but still solid and usable, you know what I'm saying? This could very well need some sharpening because I'm showing it to you basically right out of the box. But I wanted you to just see how it comes, of course. Alright, the weight of this is helping quite a bit, because it's not really that sharp, but it's still doing well. Alright, so we're basically carving a spike. Alright, so we got it in kind of a spike-like shape, and so you could continue chipping away until it was a spike. Sorry about the wind. Or you could just get it in the basic shape and then take a knife, which, you know, I never carry an axe without a knife as well, right? So once you get the basic shape, you can finish it with a knife, right? Also usually carry sandpaper, so you could chip it all and then just use the sandpaper to finish it. But I'm testing this knife the same day, by the way, so bonus footage of this knife. This is it's an ST14. I think I'll also use this footage for the review of this, so double. Alright, so there's the spike with the pair of an axe and a knife. Now YouTube, if you like stuff like this, videos about crazy stuff like this, go ahead and give me some engagement. You can leave a comment and tell me how you're doing. You can tell me what you use an axe of this size and type. What would you use it for, if anything? I use it to collect debts. It's the debt collector. No, I'm just kidding. Me, I would just use this the way I would use a tomahawk of the same length, or a hatchet, probably. With the price of this, it's kind of like semi-expendable. Yeah, I would say it didn't really do that well on the chopping, but that can be fixed, right? You just need to put this on a work sharp and then smooth it out by hand. Yeah, this thing doesn't chop very well right out of the box, but I just wanted to test its durability. But it was still a valuable test because, well, we got to see if the head would come loose, which it didn't, right? And if the edge would chip, which, no, the edge didn't chip because it was broad. It was too broad, right? We got to get this edge a little finer, but it was still a good test just to see if this would come loose. All right, so that's what it did on that. All right, here's the spike. It's not really very pointed, more of a tool, but whatever. I mean, it's still, yeah, that would destroy someone's skull. Yeah, I mean, that's gonna go right through the forehead. It's gonna be a reverse unicorn horn. It's gonna be a horn going inward. Yeah, something like this has all kinds of uses. They said the use was for felling, right? Like, I guess they mean felling trees. I don't know. I don't think this is necessarily for that. It just depends how, well, first of all, it would depend how big and thick the tree was, right? I mean, something small, sure. Yeah, sure. But no, I think this is more of a multi-purpose tool. You could split with it. Me personally, I use a spike like that on ice. I use it to chip ice because where I live, we get ice on the steps and the walkway and so forth in the winter. and you gotta chip it and then sweep it aside. You can break up hard ground with it too, like a pickaxe. There's all kind of uses for an item like that. But it's a compact axe. It's a multi-purpose compact axe. It's a tool first and could also be a weapon of last resort. Yeah, so real talk, I do think this thing is a great deal for the price it was. My advice would be put this on a work sharp and grind it to however thin you want for your needs, and then smooth it out by hand with like a ceramic rod or one of those pucks that that Wrangler Star has shown in his videos. So a little bit of a project, but still totally worth it for the price because it's a good basis. It's solid.